Hello everyone, welcome to the last lecture of quantitative techniques. Today we'll be studying about pie charts. Now pie charts form a very important part of the syllabus of quantitative techniques, and many questions in relation to the pie charts would be asked from you. Pie chart is yet another method of data representation wherein a combination of many questions can be asked from you, wherein you will be asked to solve different kinds of problems. Now moving on to the theoretical part of pie charts, I'll just briefly explain as to what the theory is, and that directly, like other videos, will jump directly to the practical problems of pie charts. A pie chart, which is also called as a circle chart, you can see that on your screen. This is the pie chart. Yeah, so a pie chart or a circle chart is a circular statistical graphic. It is a circular statistical graphic which is divided into small slices, to illustrate numerical proportion. Now, as you can look at this presentation, there are the methods of traveling to school. There are numerous methods of traveling to school which are given in this pie chart. All of them are represented by different colors. So first is represented by blue color, 9 is represented by red color. So 9 represents car. All right, so let us suppose there are 9 students, or these are the total number of students that are there in the school. So out of them, 9 go to school through a car. All right, 8 of them walk to the school, 3 of them goes through taxi, 1 of them goes by walking. 8 of them goes through walking. Yeah, 1 of them goes through train, and 5 of them goes through cycle. All right, so these are the different forms of methods of traveling to schools as represented in the pie chart. Now pie chart, as you can understand, it is a circular representation. It is given in a form of circle, and it is a circular statistical graphic. These are now further divided into slices. All right, and these slices are used to illustrate numerical proportions. Now, just by looking at this pie chart, some of the most important things that that must come into your mind is, first of all, this is a circle. All right, so the angle represented by this circle is actually 360 degrees. So you can not only divide it into different slices, but you can also divide it angle wise. So this ninth representation, which is the representation of method of traveling to school by car, even this is a certain angle of 360 degree. That is the whole of the circle. A circle is of 360 degrees. So this is a certain angle of that 360 degree. These all things should crop in your mind. Now moving on to the problems. Whenever you see the problems, I'll just deal with all these issues when we are dealing with different kinds of problems. So what I have done is I have picked up 2 problems of pie charts, and both these problems have variety of questions, variety of mathematical operations into place, so that it serves in the best interest of your preparation, that you come to know about different types of questions that can be asked from you. Moving on to the first problem, I just want you to read the problem once thoroughly. So the directions that are given in the problem is that you have to study the pie chart given below and answer questions number 21 to 25. For the purposes of this presentation, these are question number 1 to 5. All right. It gives the breakup of expenses of an educational institution. All right. So let us go through this pie chart once again carefully. Expenses of an educational institute. So 38% expense, that is the largest, if I can see in this pie chart, 38% expense goes in staff salaries. All right. 20% goes towards maintenance. All right. 10% goes towards transportation, 8% goes towards sports, publicity 4%, and towards cultural events of the college or an educational institution 5%, and 15% amounts to miscellaneous. All right, it is 15%, not 5%. 15% amounts to miscellaneous. Let us move on to the first question directly. If the total expenditure during the year is 65 lakhs, so the total expenditure including all these slices, so the whole circle, the expenditure of the whole circle is 65 lakhs. Then what are the expenses on cultural event? All right, this data is to be given in lakhs. Now the total expenditure inclusive of publicity, salary, staff, maintenance, transportation, sports, cultural event is given to be 65 lakhs. All right. Now we have to find out what is the expense on cultural events as given in the pie chart. So cultural events, 5% of the total expenditure is cultural events. So basically it is 5% of 65 lakhs, that is 3.25 lakhs. Okay, I hope this, I guess this is a very simple problem and you are able to comprehend it. Let us move to the second problem. Yeah, so this is a new kind of mathematical calculation that can be asked from you. What is the approximate angle extended by staff salaries at the center? What is the approximate angle extended by the staff salary at the center? Now you can see the whole circle is of 360 degrees. You have to find out the angle covered by this. All right, you can see the cursor, the angle covered by this, that is the staff salary only. So it is quite a simple operation. It would be 38% of 360 degree. All right, 38% of 360 degree, because this represents 38% of the circle. So if a circle is 360 degree, what would be 38% of that circle? All right, so 38% into 38 into 360 upon 100, that comes out to be 36.8 something. By approximation, it comes out to be 137 degrees. All right. Moving on to the third question. The third question is fairly simple. I will read it out for you once. The total of which of the following heads is equal to the salary expense? All right. So salary expense that is given here is of 38%. The total of which of these would amount to salary expense? Now, what you have to do, you have to simply read out all the options. You have to simply read out all the options and then come to a conclusion. So the first option says miscellaneous plus transportation plus cultural. Second is maintenance plus transportation plus sports. Third is maintenance plus publicity plus miscellaneous. And fourth is none of the above. The correct answer is maintenance plus transportation plus sports. All right. So maintenance amounts to 20%. So 20% plus transportation, that is 10%, plus sports, that is 38%. So staff salary is 38%, maintenance plus transportation plus sports is 38%. So the correct answer would be option B. Moving on to the fourth question. If the teacher's salary is increased by 20%, then what would be the new angle extended at the center in degrees? All right. If the teacher's salary is increased by 20%, so for example, teacher's salary is X, then it is increased by 20x, 20% of X. All right. X plus 20% of X. Then what would be the new angle extended at the center in degrees? Now we can see in this pie chart that there is an element, there is a division of staff salary that is given, that is 38%. But staff salary does not further bifurcates into the staff salary of the administration, the staff salary of the teachers. All right. Now, since we do not have the exact data of the teacher's salary, exact percentage of the teacher's salary, just by looking up the options, you can see that D would be the correct answer. It cannot be determined. So teacher's salary cannot be determined because the breakup is not given here. So it is a very fairly simple yet a tricky problem, because some of you might get stuck as to how to calculate that. But the simple answer is the data given in the pie chart is not enough. The data given in the pie chart is not enough to come out with a conclusive answer as to what would be the teacher's salary. So there is insufficiency of data. So one more theoretical aspect that I would like to bring in here is that whenever you look at a pie chart, there are some kinds of data that can be inferred through the pie chart itself, but simultaneously there are many kinds of data which cannot be inferred. All right. So this does not provide for a breakup. For example, in cultural events, it does not provide for a breakup that how much of that went to music or how much of that went to theatre. In sports, it does not amount to that. How much of that went to sport team games, and how much of 8% went to athletics. Similarly, in transportation, bus, auto rickshaw, whatever be the transportation, the further breakup of that is not given. In publicity, online publicity, offline publicity, the breakup of that is not given. So this pie chart represents some data, but at the same time, it also represents not a lot of data. All right. Some things are just not given in the pie charts, and inference of that cannot be made reasonably just by looking at this pie chart. All right. Yeah. Moving on to the last question. What is the angle extended by a combination of miscellaneous and cultural event? Now miscellaneous is 15%, cultural events is 5%. So what is the angle extended by combination of miscellaneous and cultural event expense at the center. You see, it would be 5% plus 15%, so 20%. So this amounts to, from here to here, you can see the cursor, this amounts to 20%. So now we have to find out 20% of this whole circle, that is 20% of 360, that comes out to be 72%. All right. So I guess all the 5 questions in this pie chart you were able to solve and comprehend properly. We'll move on to the second kind of problem that can come in the pie chart. All right. Yeah, so the problem reads as follows. Study the pie chart given below and answer questions 26 to 30. For the purposes of this PowerPoint presentation, it is question number 1 to 5 again. It gives a breakup of expenses incurred towards publishing a book. It gives the breakup of expenses incurred in publishing a book. Just look at the pie chart once. So 15% of the expense that is incurred in publishing is towards binding. 20%. 15% is towards royalty. Promotion cost is 10%. Printing cost is another 20%. Paper cost is 25%. Transportation cost is 10%. All right. Let us move to the first problem. If the publisher has to pay 61,200 rupees, if the publisher has to pay 61,200 rupees as the printing cost for the production of a certain quantity of books, then what would be the amount of royalty to be paid for these books? All right. So printing cost, that is 20%. Printing cost is given as 61,200. All right. And royalty, that is 15%. So first of all, we need to calculate the ratio between the printing cost and the royalty. All right, we need to find a royalty for a printing cost which is that of 61,200 rupees. So the ratio between printing cost and royalty comes out to be 20:15. All right, you can see the pie chart, 20:15, that is 4:3. So let the royalty be R. So 4:3 is equal to 61,200. That is again the printing cost upon R. So R comes out to be 61,200 into 3 divided by 4. That is 45,900, which corresponds to the option C, 45,900. So the correct answer would be option C. All right. Moving on to the second question. If the cost price of the book is rupees 150. The cost price of the book is rupees 150. Then what is the combined printing and binding cost for a single copy of a book? So cost price is given as 150 rupees. What is the combined printing and binding cost? All right. So printing cost is here 20%. Binding cost is 20%. So total printing and binding cost would be 20 plus 20. That is 40%. All right. So the printing and binding cost is equal to 40% of the cost price. All right, so printing and binding cost is 40% of the cost price. So 40% of 150. The cost price of the book is given as 150 rupees. So 40% of 150 rupees, that would come out to be rupees 60. All right, I hope you are comfortable with the problems that we have solved till now. Let us move to the third problem. What is the central angle of the sector corresponding to the expenditure incurred on royalty? This type of problem we have already solved. Royalty is given as 15%. So 15% of 360 degree, that would come out to be 54 degree. 4 options were given. First was 48 degree, second was 54 degree, third was 60 degree, fourth was 72 degree. The answer comes out to be 54 degrees. All right. Moving on to the next question. Question number 4. What is the difference between promotion and printing cost if we assume that total cost is rupees 200? All right. So we see what is the difference between promotion and printing cost. So what is the percentage of promotion? Promotion is 10% and printing cost is 20%. So difference between the two is actually 10%. So the answer would be 10% of 200 and that comes out to be rupees 20, and hence the right answer would be B, 20. Amongst the 4 options, 10, 20, 30 and none of the above. All right. Moving on to the last question. Okay, so if 1,000 copies are published and the transportation cost on them amounts to rupees 15,000, if 1,000 copies are published and the transportation cost on them amounts to rupees 15,000, then what should be the selling price per book? Just hold on for a minute. The overall, till now the question talked about the overall copies that have been published, but now they are asking about the selling price per book. So we have to calculate the cost of one book, transportation of one book. All right. So to calculate the selling price of a single book, we need to total the cost. Let us just complete the question also first. So if 1,000 copies are published and the transportation cost on them amounts to rupees 15,000, then what should be the selling price per book, so that the publisher can earn a profit of 20%. So the publisher wants to earn a profit of 20%. As you know, selling price is equal to cost price plus profit. So whatever be the cost price, he need to sell it 20% more than the cost price. Then only he'll get a profit of 20% over the book. All right. So to calculate the selling price of a single book, we need to find the total cost. Let us calculate it first. Transportation cost per book would be rupees 15. Okay. Transportation cost would be rupees 15. Now we have seen that transportation cost is actually 10%. So this 15 represents 10%. We need to find the whole cost price of the book. So 10% of the total cost is equal to rupees 15. So the total cost comes out to be 150 rupees. We can directly check it also. So 150 rupees, one book, the cost price of one book is 150 rupees, out of which transportation cost, that is 10%, would come out to be rupees 15. All right. So cross-referencing that, our calculation is correct. So selling price is equal to cost price plus profit. That would be equal to 150 plus 20% of 150. So that is 150 plus 30 rupees, that is rupees 180. So you need to sell the book at rupees 180 so as to earn a profit of rupees 20. The cost price that we have calculated was rupees 150. You need to sell it at rupees 180 so that you get a profit of 20%. So the four options that were given, 150, 160, 180 and 200. The correct answer to that would be option C, that is 180. Now, it has been a good journey with all of the viewers till now. We've had 4 lectures on quantitative techniques, and fairly and squarely we've covered almost all the syllabus that is expected in the section of quantitative techniques. I just want you to basically lay stress on the fact that practice makes a man perfect. Now, maths is such that you need to solve a lot of problems, a lot of many types of situations, so that it comes into your practice, because the time limit that is awarded in CLAT examination, especially towards the quantitative techniques section, is quite less, because in English, for example, you have huge paragraphs to study. That similarly stays a fact even for legal reasoning, because this time paragraphs would be given to you in legal reasoning, and then you are supposed to answer the question. So I expect that all of you solve as many questions as possible, so that you stay touch in practice, and whenever all these questions come to you in your examination, you are able to solve it properly. All right, I hope your preparations towards CLAT examinations are going on well, and in case you have any doubts, in any of the sections of quantitative techniques, or any of the content we have studied, or any content which was not a part of the syllabus that we have discussed till now, although I have fairly covered all the parts of the syllabus, please reach out to the administration staff of ILNU, and they'll reach out to me, and I'll try to resolve your query any which way possible. Thank you all for such a wonderful series, and for such a wonderful experience, and I hope that you have gained a lot by watching this series. Finally, best of luck for your examination. Prepare well and do well. Thank you.